Welcome back to Gibbo MMA, and today we are previewing UFC Nashville. Derrick Lewis takes on Tallison Teixeira. And boy, must I say, I have some mixed emotions about this card. Feel like it's very much in with, out with the old, in with the new. These matchups are just very much the UFC are trying to put over these younger guys. And before I get into the fights, let's quickly get a gist and know about our location. So this fight is happening in Nashville, Tennessee. It's the home of country music. It's the home of the NHL ice hockey team, the Nashville Predators. And the event will take place at Bridgestone Arena. It's about 20,000 seat capacity. Nashville is also home to the Tennessee Titans in the NFL. This is the sixth time UFC has gone to Nashville. I think the last time might have been Sanhagen versus Rob Font. But yeah, back in the country, home of country, Nashville, plenty of music and artists, country music has come out from there, and UFC knows they can put whatever fights they want on because people are just going to show up because it's those three letters that people want to see. And I think that's what we're getting. They just, all of these fights, I don't even think, all of these fights are pretty much what go on the prelims or early prelims of like a pay-per-view event. And very much it's an apex fight card, but you know, they can just take these events anywhere now and sell out. But that's what that's what my service to you guys is, and my purpose is to kind of condense this and really break down and give you what you guys should pay attention to, because I'm not going to sit here and break down an early prelim or a prelim fight that just shouldn't have any time on it. The UFC is just constantly rotating fighters, bringing people in and out, especially from Dana White Contender Series. And you know, you can spend 5-10 minutes on every fight, but what I want to do is just really pay attention to the fights that I think really matter and what you guys, and save you guys a lot of time, because it's on a Sunday morning here in Australia and then Saturday night in the US, and I think Europe it's like real early Sunday morning, like 4 a.m. So you can't spend 6 to 8 hours watching every single fight. So I think what I'm trying to do a little bit different is just let you guys know which ones you should really tune into. Because yeah, if you are a fan, but these cards make it really hard to be a fan and get up for. So what I'm going to do is just give you some little insights, some storylines, and like, yeah, because people shouldn't be wasting their whole half their day on UFC. I'm not wasting it because I'm there to then give you guys more info and analysis and build up into things that matter, because there's a lot of things that go on that just don't matter and no time should be spent. So that's what I'm trying to do with these preview shows. So the first fight of the card, Derrick Lewis makes his return against a young up-and-coming heavyweight, Tallison Teixeira. There is a 15-year age gap between these guys. Derrick Lewis is 40 years old and Tallison Teixeira is 25. It's pretty much like the oldest heavyweight on the roster versus the youngest heavyweight, essentially. This will only be Tallison's second fight in the UFC. He made his debut against Justin Tucker and steamrolled him in the first 35 seconds. Couldn't ask for a better debut, but now he's just been catapulted into a main event slot in Nashville. Like, what is doing? like that is the state of the heavyweight division. You come in and get one win, and now you're headlining a sold-out arena in Nashville with one of the biggest stars in the heavyweight division, Derrick Lewis. And this is very much a promoter's hat matchmaking move right here, because they know everyone's going to be going, oh, Derrick Lewis is fighting, let's pay attention. Oh, who's he fighting? Oh, this young up-and-coming kid who's the future of the heavyweight division. And yeah, this matchup just reeks of out with the old, in with the new. Let's put over the new guy, the upcoming kid. And, you know, heavyweights is pretty much just someone's getting knocked out or it's going to a decision. And now we're still waiting for a heavyweight fight to go to be a finish in the heavyweight division since March. Yeah, I don't recall the last event. Yeah, no heavyweights got a finish, and maybe this will be the fight. There's a few other heavyweight fights on the card, but could this be the broken streak? But Tallison Teixeira, he's undefeated, 8-0. He's only 25 years old. He's really tall, 6'7", and we all know Derrick Lewis. He fights like he talks, short but impactful. He has low volume, but when he does throw it, it's really impactful. And he hasn't fought in over a year. His last win was against Rodrigo Nascimento, overhand right. He's not a big underdog, but yeah, he is the underdog coming in. And at this point, it's like, it's a weird spot, because if Lewis wins, with the state of the heavyweight division, he could get a title shot. Or if he wins this and then gets another win, he's on a 3-fight win streak and he could get a title shot. Or if he loses, Tallison Teixeira will take Lewis's ranked 9 number spot. So Teixeira, he's ranked number 13. So he debuted, gets a quick finish and instantly gets ranked. Yeah, the heavyweight division, like this, there's nothing really technical to break down, to be honest, other than just the storylines of both guys heading into this and kind of what's next. But as far as the actual fight, it's pretty easy, and you guys, everyone would have the same sort of opinion. Each guy is just going to go in there and try and land some heavy shots. Teixeira, you know, he's got some kicks in him, some knees, but yeah, there's nothing real technical going on there. Daniel Cormier said it best when he was on the podcast, Pound for Pound podcast with Cejudo and Kamaru Usman. He pretty much just said heavyweight is just boxing and wrestling. That's all it is. And really it's just boxing and clinch against the cage, like wrestling against the cage. That's all heavyweight is. And he goes on to mention when John Jones then went to heavyweight and he started throwing these spinning back kicks and, you know, you're getting hit with the foot. That's crazy. That's insane. Like, because yeah, you don't see that much in the heavyweight division. And that's what was good about John Jones moving up, because he could bring all these skills he had from light heavyweight with all those teep kicks and being more agile. And then Stipe's in there going, well, I just got hit with a spinning kick to the liver. And yeah, DC just, yeah, like as the weight classes go up, the technical skills kind of lower and it gets more one-dimensional. And yeah, like I don't think I need to I don't think the obvious answer who's going to win is Tallison Teixeira, just with youth on his side. But then Lewis, he's always got that right hand in his back pocket. He can throw it out of nowhere and land, and that's kind of his path to victory. He has gotten better with his cardio and his fight IQ, so it'll be interesting to see. He'll probably come out really slow, weather the storm. I think Teixeira will come out guns blazing, and I think Lewis might just get steamrolled, be too flustered, too slow, unless he just lands a big overhand right. you want Derrick Lewis to win because he's fun and, you know, he's always tries to be in an entertaining fight. Other than that, Gelton made a fight where he was on his back for pretty much 5 rounds. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Tallison goes. I'm not sure. Let's see. I don't think Tallison's gone 5 rounds or before. I think he's won. He hasn't won anything by a decision, so all his wins have come by finish for Tallison. So I wonder if Lewis will try and take him to the later rounds and just really coast it and wear him out and just kind of dance around and avoid the big shots and see if he can get him out there in the fourth. I could see that happening for Lewis, but it just depends what Derrick Lewis shows up on that night. You know, he's a bit, you know, off the cuff kind of guy. So, but yeah, should be a fun fight. Again, in my opinion, is this a must-watch fight and to pay attention to? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think you need to be scheduling this one in just because of the ramifications of it. It's like, if Lewis loses, it's like, okay, like, he's just at this point fighting out his contract. But if Tallison wins, like, obviously, all right, he can go for a short title run. But yeah, there's no, yeah, this isn't a must watch. Really, the whole card is like, if you got time, watch it. But if not, like, you're not missing out on a whole lot. I think the only thing you're missing out on, I'd say, it's just some people who are going to different weight classes. There's a few good prospects on the card. But other than that, there's a lot of light heavyweight fights. But yeah, we'll move on to the co-main. We've got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson takes on Gabriel Bonfim. This is a fun fight. I am looking forward to this fight because there's a lot of questions to be asked and where we go with Gabriel Bonfim. He's 17-1. He's unranked in the welterweight division, so he's looking to take Stephen Thompson's ranking, who's currently ranked 12. Bonfim, he's got 13 wins by submission, so I think that's his path to victory there, getting Wonderboy down if he can and trying to get a rear naked choke on him, because with Wonderboy, I think he's just going to point fight his way to a decision. I think that's his game plan. I don't think he'll try and knock him out, but I think he's just going to try and keep him at bay with the kicks and just frustrate him, and he could definitely just win this by decision, Wonderboy. But I think Wonderboy is like the oldest guy on the roster. Like, he's 42 years old. He doesn't look it. He looks 35, and he's obviously the nicest guy in the MMA world. He's a former title challenger against Tyron Woodley. But yeah, it's crazy. He's 42 years old, but he kind of used his prime in the kickboxing. Yeah, like a lot of his prime years were in kickboxing. I believe it was kickboxing or karate combat of some sort. But yeah, Gabriel Bonfim, he's on an absolute tear. He on a 2-fight win streak. His first loss was against Nicholas Dolby almost 2 years ago. But yeah, he's the favorite coming in. He's 27 years old, so he's heading into the prime of his athletic career. And I think he would just be too much for Wonderboy. Wonderboy's on a 2-fight losing streak. He got TKO'd last fight against Joaquin Buckley, and he got rear naked choked against Shavkat. So Wonderboy's been fighting the top welterweights for like the past 5 years, ever since he's been in the UFC. Like, he's lost to Gilbert, lost to Bilal, beat Kevin Holland, lost to Shavkat, and then Joaquin. So he's been fighting the tippity top in the welterweight division for some time now, and I think that's just going to wear on him. And this is very much a fight of out with the old, in with the new. Let's get Gabriel ranked, put him up against a big name like Wonderboy, get him known, just like we're talking about him now. But yeah, Gabriel, I think very much win by submission for this fight. Now, moving on, Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. I think this will be a fun fight. Calvin Kattar coming off that loss to Yusuf Zalal in that 3-round decision. Zalal went out, won the first 2 rounds and pretty much just danced in a circle for the third. But yeah, Calvin, he's on a 4-fight losing streak. He hasn't won in 3.5 years. That was against Giga Chikadze. Garcia, he's on an absolute tear at the moment. His record's 17-5, and he's on a bit of a win streak. He's on a 5-fight win streak. Last loss was in 2022. I gotta say, Garcia, he's got really good ground and pound. Like, he's been in fights where early on he gets taken down or put up against the cage, but once he gets his hands going on the ground, like, he's a finisher. And his last, let's see, I think his last like 3 fights have come from just ground and pound TKOs. Let me just check for you, because I went back and watched some of his fights. Like, he does throw kicks up there and gets taken down through that. A little bit reckless sometimes heading into the exchanges, so I think that's where Calvin can capitalize on him. Kind of bull rushes in a bit, but yeah, his last 3 wins, last 3 fights have been won by the ground and pound TKO, and that's good if you can get guys out of there when you're just both on the mat and then you just start slogging away elbows and hammer fist. And if you can get Calvin down, I think he could very much do that again. We know Calvin's got good boxing, but I mean, yeah, I'm not too sure what. Because yeah, Calvin is 37 years old, Garcia 33. I just don't think he's the same guy from all those years ago. He's just taken so much damage, and he hasn't won in over almost 4 years. And I'd like to see him win. It's a pretty even fight odds-wise. Garcia, the slight favorite. This could definitely end up being a war. I could see that, both guys just trading off. I would tune into this fight. I think it'll be fun. I don't think there'll be too many grappling, wrestling or anything. I think they're just going to be on the feet, trading some big shots. And yeah, it'll be a fun matchup. Okay. And yeah, Calvin, I don't think there's too much more. I just think Calvin Kattar, he can definitely catch Garcia bull rushing in with something. I think he can win by a knockout that way. But other than that, I think Garcia will just steamroll him, just overwhelm him a bit too much for this fight. All right, moving down the main card, we got Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charrier. Yeah, again, another fun fight between 2 guys, both coming off losses. Very much, this featherweight bout, nothing too crazy on the line. I think Youth will win this. Like Landwehr, he's 37. Morgan, he's 29, but he's been fighting for a long time. He's got a 20-11 pro record compared to Nate's 18-6. So Morgan's been around for a while, but I think the only times he's won in the UFC has been when he's fought at Paris. So pretty interesting there. I was at his last time he won, I was at that fight at UFC Paris last year where Moicano beat BSD, Benoit Saint Denis. So yeah, his last win was September last year at UFC Paris. And then his last win before that, again, September 2023. So yeah, he's 2-2 in the UFC, and the only times he's won has been at UFC Paris. So with that coming into this, you know, Nate Landwehr, definitely a chance to get the win here. I think Landwehr might exchange in the wrestling, might try and grapple a bit and get caught coming in that way. Morgan's does have some good hands, but yeah, I think Youth will win this, but I don't know. I think it's a bit of a toss-up. Who wants to execute the game plan better? All right, moving on to a fight that I'm slowly. I think it's going to be interesting and fun. I think some weird. I reckon it's going to be a bit comical, a bit of a comical knockout that's going to happen. And that is Vitor Petrino versus Austin Lane. Now, Vitor, he's moving up to heavyweight. He was at 205. And he's taking on Austin Lane, who has been up and down. He's a big underdog in this fight. Austin did have a pretty good win against Rebellis de Spain, someone who executed a great game plan to neutralize de Spain's striking and just took him down and fought really smart. But then he got the loss to Mario Pinto, got knocked out. But Vitor Petrino, he was a big prospect in the light heavyweight division. And then he got fraud checked by Anthony Smith. I believe that was in Brazil on the Steve Erceg card versus Pantoja from memory. He got standing guillotined against Anthony Smith. So he lost that, and then he fought Dustin Jacoby. He was winning that fight and then gets knocked out in like the last minute or something. So then he choked then. So he's on a 2-fight losing streak. And you know, he's only 27 years old. He's now moving up to heavyweight. He's a huge favorite in this fight, most likely by a knockout. But yeah, Vitor, he was looking like he was pretty intimidating guy. Like he's got a decent like athletic physique, and yeah, now he's just bulked up to heavyweight. In this fight, I think Lane would try and do what he did to Despain and just try and grapple, wear him down, not engage in the striking. I think, yeah, Petrino's been pretty underwhelming, and he's had those 2 losses. I think that could be due to just his gas tank and technical skills. So if Austin Lane can execute that game plan and just wrestle with him and not get knocked out, he can definitely win this. So I might even have a little nibble on Austin Lane. But yeah, I think Petrino, he'll be looking to get back in the win column and get the knockout in this fight. I think it might be a comical ending with something crazy might happen, no contest, illegal knee or something. I don't know. Like, yeah, these type of fights generally something weird's going to happen. So we'll see. Okay, moving on to the first fight of the main card. We have Junior Taffa takes on Tuco Tukos. I think I butchered that. But Junior Taffa, he's trimmed down. He's in great shape. So he was at heavyweight, but now he's moving down to 205 at light heavyweight. Yeah, when he just didn't. He just looked a bit too small at heavyweight because he's only like he's 28 years old, but he's still growing, and yeah, he just didn't look like a heavyweight. So it's good to see he's just trimmed down to 205. He looks real fit, and I think he's going to have a lot of success in this fight. His last win was against Sean Sharaf with the knockout, but then he lost to Walter Walker via heel hook, and then that when he versed DeLima and just got his leg kicked the shit out of. I think he took that on short notice though. But yeah, good move from Junior Tuffa here to go down to 205. I think early in your career, try and fight at the lightest weight you can, because naturally as you get older, you'll feel into your body, and then you can move up to heavyweight later on. But yeah, good move. So I'm excited to see how he goes here. This will be a fun fight. He's versing Tuco Tukos. This guy hasn't won in the UFC. He hasn't won in any major organization. So let me just get it up here. So Tuco's 35 years old, and he's 0-2 in Bellator, and then he went to like Fury FC or something, and he's been around to other organizations, but as far as like major, yeah, he's 0-2 in Bellator, 0-2 in UFC, so he hasn't won a pro fight in a major organization. He's 10-5. He's only, yeah, so his last 2 fights, lost to Navajo Sterling and lost to Umar Sy. So he's fought some like top prospects in the light heavyweight division. And so I think this will be a good matchup. It's slightly even. Junior's a slight favorite. I think Junior's going to be looking for that knockout. He's a younger guy. And yeah, it's a good fight to start off with. Yeah, another heavyweight. Oh, this is light heavyweight, but yeah, we got some big weight classes. So in the main card, we got heavyweight, another heavyweight, and then a light heavyweight in the main card, and another heavyweight fight in the prelim. So a few big boppers getting about. But yeah, I think Junior Tuffa will get the knockout there. I don't think there's really much else to break down with that one. And now we move to the featured bout of the prelims. Chris Curtis takes on Max Griffin. Chris Curtis has moved down to welterweight because yeah, he's a bit of a tweener because he's been fighting at middleweight, but he's just a bit short for that weight class. Him and Calvin Gastelum, you know, both those short, you know, fridge sort of frames, and yeah, just tweeners. So like, if there was a 180, 175 sort of weight class, you know, that's where they would thrive because they're just too small for middleweight, but then obviously welterweight is probably just really hard for them to cut down to. But yeah, for some reason, oh, when I was looking into this fight, I'm like, oh, this is just gonna be. It's a fight that you can't look away because it's just gonna be. And I feel like they both just lack a bit of fight IQ and know how to like put the hammer to the nail to just edge those wins because Max Griffin has been in 5 split decisions in his career. 5 split decisions in UFC and then 8 in his pro career. Max Griffin. So like this guy is just a splitty decisi. Max Splitty Decisi Griffin. If we just go through, so his last win was a split decision, and then his win before that a splitty. So he's lost. So he's 3 splitties there so far. I'm just going down his record because yeah, I wrote down these stats. I just wanted to make sure. So yeah, he's 5 split decisions in the UFC, and he's been in 8 in his whole pro career, a part of 8 split decisions in his whole pro career. Curtis has 2 split decisions in UFC and 3 in his career. So both guys are just the ultimate decisionators. Like they're always involved in split decisions, no contests, and this fight is just going to be, I think, high volume, low power, and I think we're going to see a split decision here again. Um, yeah, it's a fight that I have to watch because I think it's just going to be funny that it's probably going to end in a split decision. Um, so I'm probably, yeah, these guys are the king of split decisions right now. So other than that, it's nothing too important, nothing too must watch other than I think if you want to watch a split decision, watch this fight. Okay, moving on to Australia's own. So we've got 2 Aussies on this card. Jake Matthews takes on Chidi Njokuani. I think I butchered that pronouncement as well. Jake Matthews, a bit up and down. It's an even fight. He just keeps getting tough matchups, Jake Matthews. Well, both guys, I guess. Like Jake, he's been in the UFC since 2014. He's been there for so long, and he's only 30 years old. Like, I think he was on the Ultimate Fighter as like a 19-year-old or something, like super young. He's 14-7 in the UFC, pro record of 21-7. So yeah, his only losses have been in the UFC. He's on a 2-fight win streak. Like his last loss was a decision loss against Michael Morales. So like he's not losing to anyone bad. Like Michael Morales is now a top 10 welterweight, and it was a fun competitive stand-up fight, and you could just see like, because yeah, Jake, he's technical on the feet as well, but you could just see like Michael Morales was just edging above him. But it was a great fight, and yeah, from then Matthews has gone on to win 2 decision wins. So like who else? Like Jake, he's fought Sean Brady um, as well, like Kevin Lee, James Vick. Like he's fought some top welterweights in his time. So, but now he's got Chidi. Tough matchup. Chidi's been around. He's 25-10. He's a tall welterweight, 6'3". He's 36 years old though, so he's getting on a bit. He's come from Bellator, so he was 5-3 in Bellator, and then he went to the UFC in 2022. He's 5-3 in the UFC. He's on a 3-fight win streak. He has had weight issues in his last fight, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, he was a middleweight as well, and then he moved down to welterweight. But yeah, I think it's going to be a fun stand-up striking match. Either one can definitely win by decision or TKO. Yeah, I think it'll be technically sound, and yeah, I think it'll be good to see Jake Matthews continue this streak. But yeah, there's nothing really much else I can add to this fight other than Jake Matthews' title run starts now. He's 30 years old, on the 2-fight win streak now. Gets this win, looking to get a ranking, which he definitely can, and this is a perfect fight for him. But next we got Lauren Murphy versus Eduardo Moura. I'm not wasting each other's time on that. This fight here, heavyweight bout, Kennedy Nezachukwu, butchered that, versus Volta Walker, heavyweight fight. Now this is going to be fun. This will be a fun fight. Walker, I think he's half brothers with Johnny Walker. He's coming off back-to-back heel hook wins. So his last 2 fights have been from heel hook. So that's always good to see a heavyweight with some submissions in his game. He's 13-1, and yeah, it's gonna be a good fight on the prelims, that's for sure. But he's 2-1 in the UFC, lost a decision last year, but yeah, then he's gone on to beat Junior Taffa and Don Taylor Mayers with back-to-back heel hook wins in the first round. And he faces, yeah, Kennedy. He's on back-to-back TKO wins. Will this fight end the heavyweight drought of no finishes? Because both guys are definitely finishers. And yeah, I think Kennedy is going to be using those kicks down the middle, keeping Volta at bay. But yeah, Kennedy 8-5 in the UFC. Like his last loss was against OSP, decision split. That don't waste your time watching that back. You'll never get those 15 minutes again. Unless it was a 5-rounder, I can't remember. But I just remember watching it going, both guys are just like, why do you have to make the judges' decisions so hard? So, but yeah, I think, yeah, it's going to be a fun fight on the prelims. Both guys looking to keep making their way through the heavyweight division. But yeah, I think Walker, I think he will try and get him down and submit him. Kennedy, what's up in here? Has he lost? He's lost once by submission, and that was by Paul Craig, so via triangle. So he's lost against a top guy submission artist. So yeah, another fun fight, but again, as far as what you should pay attention to, yeah, because I don't think everyone here is going to be able to watch the whole entire card. So I think I'd definitely just go the Kennedy, Jake Matthews fight. I wouldn't waste your time with the Chris Curtis one. And then I'd tune back in for the Junior Taffa fight and the Vitor Petrino. And then, you know, the Nate Landwehr Morgan fight. That's either could be maybe fight of the night. I don't know if they just go out slugging each other, but yeah, then the Calvin Kattar, Steve Garcia, Thompson, and Lewis. I think then tune in for those ones. So that's UFC Nashville. Again, I think we got like 7 to 9 weeks straight of UFC. So think how many fighters to then break down and analyze over the course of this upcoming streak of events. Like, again, I want to try and go deep on the important fights and really what's really interesting, because, you know, no offense, but like, I'm not going to spend any time on Lauren Murphy versus Eduardo. Like, yeah. Or even like Mitch Mariros versus Mike Davis. Like, I just think just stick to those important fights that have meaning in the division. Like, I like fights that have a lot of meaning for the division. So like the Lewis Teixeira, you know, either one of these guys gets a win, they could get a number from there because it's the heavyweight. They'll be fighting probably, you know, another top 5 guy. Thompson versus Bonfim, that means a lot for the welterweight division, because if Bonfim wins this, he'll be now in that stacked welterweight top 15 ranked. He'll be in that stacked welterweight division with the ranking, and then I'll be pretty keen to see who he fights next. And as well as Calvin Kattar, he's ranked 14th in the featherweight division, so Garcia will be looking to get that ranking. So I very much will spend more time on those sort of fights and what you guys should pay attention to when it comes to ramifications for the division. As far as, yeah, so other than that, there's only, how many ranked, there's 1, 2, there's 4 ranked fighters on this card. So that just kind of speaks to what the UFC are dishing out here. Yeah, one. So we got Tallison. Like, this is his second fight in the UFC, so he shouldn't even be ranked, but it's heavyweight. So we got 1. And then you got Derrick Lewis 2, Wonderboy 3, Calvin 4. And just quickly, yeah, so 4 ranked fighters on the card. And there's only one fight where both fighters are both ranked, and that's the main event. So that's UFC Nashville. Let me know, comment your predictions or any bets you're going to do on the fights. But yeah, again, I'm here to save you guys time. So wherever you're listening to this, in the car, going on a walk or working out or in the office, yeah, now you know what to pay attention to and what not to. And you hear from me again and the post-fight show. I'll break down this event and see, yeah, if it really was worth the watch at all or not. But yeah, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, keep supporting the page. Appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon.